Coffee and Headlines is brought to you by the generous support of our viewers and the following community partners. Best Cord Cutting TV, Bravos Restaurant Bar, El Rey Lounge de Versalles, Joint Boutique Hotel and Co-work, Puerto Vallarta Neurofeedback, Puerto Vallarta Owners Reps, Oculto, and Siam Cocina Thai. Thank you for your support, and thank you for supporting our community partners. Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to Coffee and Headlines. This is our morning get-together live here on Facebook, where we connect with each other. We connect with the news that we collect from the city, the state, and the country. We connect with your questions, ideas, and suggestions, and put all this information to good use as a community of English-speaking locals living here in Puerto Vallarta. Today is Friday, 24th of January. How nice to wrap up this week that was full of activities, at least for me. I'm looking forward to finally having a chance to unpack some of the photographs that I took during my getaway last weekend and starting to share them with you tomorrow morning. Today, we're continuing to focus on the latest news I could find and have some good news, some interesting news, and some thought-provoking news to share. As always, please feel free to add a capital letter Q if you have an important comment that you wish to share with everyone. And if you are watching live for the first time and would like to get a nice little friendly hello, please feel free to add a capital letter N to your comment as in new, and we'll be so happy to welcome you to our live broadcast. And for those of you watching later on in the day on YouTube or on Facebook, hello. Nice to know that you are watching whenever you can. Today, we start following up a story we announced yesterday. As can be expected, traffic through El Centro was bumper to bumper all afternoon yesterday after Ciapal's announcement that a portion of Morelos Street would be closed to repair some drain pipes. The street will remain closed today and tomorrow. So if you plan to drive from one side of the El Centro to the other, whether you are going northbound or southbound, you might be better off taking the Libramiento and avoiding El Centro entirely, particularly if you are in a hurry to get somewhere. Security cameras in Conchas Chinas have spotted two jaguars roaming around the streets and sidewalks at night. People are advised not to approach these animals and let them go, and to report any sightings to the authorities. They are federally protected species and should not be harmed. In Puerto Vallarta, Mayor Luis Munguía continues making alliances at the FITUR International Tourism Fair in Spain. He held a meeting with Senator Eugenio Segura, who is president of the Senate Tourism Commission. During the meeting, key topics of collaboration were addressed to strengthen the tourism promotion of Puerto Vallarta, both nationally and internationally. So the news is they got together and spoke to one another. Heaven forbid the local reporters or whoever drafted this news note would share some specific details or agreements made. But maybe it's Friday and I'm feeling a little snarky. What can I tell you? What else do we have? Oh, news from Mexicana de Aviación following the controversy surrounding Mexicana de Aviación's let me start again. As you know, Mexicana de Aviación closed some routes in the last few weeks, including the flight to Puerto Vallarta. But within the framework of the morning conference of Presidenta Claudia Sheinbaum, the airline's Master Plan 2025 was presented. Airline Director Leobardo Avila emphasized that even while the airline is going through considerable challenges, it is forging ahead. To that effect, Mexicana is hoping to slowly increase their flights throughout the year 2025 and return to some of the cities where flights were eliminated by year's end. This includes, of course, Puerto Vallarta, where the airline expects to return in August of this year. Now, while many are watching closely how the United States is evolving into whatever it is evolving under the leadership of President Donald Trump, some of us are keeping close tabs on how Mexico's relationship with our neighbor country may improve or deteriorate in the future. This morning, we learned that in the past 3 days, approximately 500 Mexicans have been repatriated back to Mexico or deported. And while the number may seem small, it is likely to escalate disproportionately in the coming months. Here in Jalisco, Minister of Labor Ricardo Barbosa has estimated that up to 15,000 jobs could be offered for the people of Jalisco repatriated from the United States in different industries. The official explained that there has already been communication with different chambers and business organizations to offer an alternative for employment. The first thing that has to be seen, he said, is whether there are deportations, whether the people of Jalisco return to Jalisco, which is an issue that has not been made clear, and the great importance is to generate inclusion in the formal economy, he commented. Other Mexican states are working on their own deportation and employment strategies. Now, let us take a quick look at what our weather has to say this morning. It was another chilly morning, at least for me. And Snarky Weather today says, enjoy the sun while it lasts. I'll be covering it with an advertisement for a freemium game next week. Whatever. It is 23 degrees right now. Humidity is at 73%. And our weather forecast for today indicates that we're going to enjoy clear skies in the morning with mostly cloudy skies in the afternoon, a high temperature of 27 and a low temperature of only 14 Celsius. Tomorrow, Saturday, we can expect mostly cloudy skies in the morning with clear skies in the afternoon, a high of 27 and a low of 16. And we wrap up the weekend with a humid Sunday with clear skies throughout the day, a high temperature of 28 and a low temperature of 16. And that's what we have for our first block of news. Now for the more leisurely stuff. Even while it is over a year away, the state of Jalisco is already working hard and preparing for the Soccer World Cup that will take place in Mexico in 2026, with games taking place in Guadalajara's Akron Stadium and similar venues in Monterrey and Mexico City. Governor Lemus highlighted that Jalisco has first-class tourism infrastructure, global connectivity, and a coordinated commitment with international organizations. And he stated, I'm quoting, "We want visitors who attend the 4 games we'll host to explore our pueblos mágicos, Puerto Vallarta, and other wonders of Mexico." This is great news. And of course, I have more Guadalajara news, and I have to say, there go my savings. I've been patiently waiting for the Jalisco Philharmonic Orchestra to announce their first season for this year, and they delivered yesterday afternoon. The programs are absolutely delicious. At a press conference, Jalisco Secretary of Culture Gerardo Asensio Rubio, the artistic director for the Philharmonic, Jose Luis Castillo, and director of artistic operations, Magali Palomar Santillan, detailed plans that included special concerts, tributes, and a commitment to new artistic formats. The new season can be explored at the orchestra's official website, which I will include in the show notes. It is worth knowing that the Philharmonic programs their performances on Thursday evenings, and the performances are always repeated as a Sunday matinee, giving us 2 opportunities for every performance to enjoy it. And of course, it is Friday, so we might as well start talking about the next spotlight, which will happen as usual on Wednesday afternoon at the Joint Hotels Café Rio. And as I mentioned yesterday, Café Rio is now opening keeping the cafe open until 5 p.m. so that people that are joining me as interviewees or whoever wants to watch in person can enjoy the wonderful treats that are offered by the cafe. For this coming week, we are going to enjoy a conversation with Ashley Werder, who moved to Puerto Vallarta to offer photographic services with her family. I think they call themselves the Nomad Photography Group, the Nomad. I don't remember the exact name of their company, but I'm excited to learn what she brings to the table. Frankie Victoria is going to talk about Vallarta Cares and the activities undertaken by this organization. And lastly, Linda Vasquez is going to join us to discuss the upcoming Puerto Vallarta Chili Cook-Off. It should be a fun opportunity to learn more about these organizations and these events. As always, we welcome anyone to sign up for an interview at the Spotlight. We have 2 spots left for the last week of February and plenty of available spots in the month of March. And let's see what you bring to the table. Yes, I see good mornings. I see a Cubo. Cubo, do you know Cubo? This is such a great expression here in Mexico. I don't know if it's used elsewhere in Latin America, but Cubo is a shortened version of que hubo, what happened. So it's a common way to say hello to one another. So Cubo Muffin, it's great to see you this morning. It's great to see all your good mornings. Very much appreciated. Let's see. Looking for cues. Blair Jaden Scott says, hello, Blair. Good to see you again. Hello from Querétaro. Happy to see you're looking good and doing well. Keep up all the great work and don't forget to get rest and find time for yourself. Oh my goodness, what a beautiful wish. Thank you so much, Blair. I certainly hope you will do the same thing. It is always nice to balance work and balance taking care of oneself. And Barbara wows at the news of the Jaguar. And I can say, we live near the jungle and we took over the jungle. And this happens. I mean, it happens to me, for example, at least once a week that I'm coming home late at night and I see raccoons crossing the street back and forth from an empty lot across from my apartment building to wherever they go looking for food or whatever. So there's all kinds of critters surrounding us. The good thing is that we know to let them be and to live with a reality that we are near nature. Stan, I forgot to tell you yesterday, and I want to take a second to mention this. Stan, who, as we know, is one of our community partners, and he offers neurofeedback sessions, set up shop yesterday afternoon at the Joint Boutique Hotel and co-work at one of the private offices that they rent for co-working. And he offered free neurofeedback treatments just to get people acquainted with the effects. I had a chance to talk to you briefly about the results, and I was happy to hear that they were favorable. Please keep us posted on whether you plan on doing this again or not, because it'll be my pleasure to promote this activity as much as possible. I, as you all know, have attended these neurofeedback sessions with Stan, and they have done wonders for my well-being. And of course, you can find more information about Stan in the show notes, where we list websites for all of our community partners. Let's see what else we have. Oh, good. Barbara says, finally picked up my membership to the International Friendship Club and look forward to attending events. This is great news. I hope that all of you who were missing connecting with the Friendship Club and getting your memberships have done so. and that we can close that adventure. Boom, boom, boom. Let's see. Ba, ba-dum, bum, bum. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba-ba. I appreciate the comment, Laura. We're not going to focus as much on him. In fact, we're not going to focus at all on him. But there are consequences and there are changes in the relationship that our country, Mexico, will have with our neighbor country up north. There are changes in attitude among Mexicans. So we're going to continue to keep eye on that. That will be our focus. And this is not about politics. It's about the reality of living in Mexico, being Mexican, being a foreigner in Mexico, and how this is evolving and changing with, with you know what. Let's see. Bill Morby asks, what is your weather source? The application is called Carrot Weather. It is an app that is available on the Mac OS platform. It is available as an iOS app for your smart devices. I don't know if it's available for Android devices, but that is what I use for the weather. I like it because it provides commentary, and you can choose whether you want the commentary to be gentle and amicable, or if you want it to be truly snarky and murderous. So I kind of like the snarky version. And that's basically it. If you Google Carrot Weather, you should find it out there. Let's see what else. Ba-dum-bum-bum. There's a queue, but I know that Betsy enjoys the Jalisco Symphony as much as I do. So Jalisco Symphony, yay, indeed. There's some great programs. There's Shostakovich. There's, oh my God, you know what they're going to perform, Betsy? They're going to perform Korngold's Violin Concerto. And we know that Korngold was one of the first important European composers that came to Hollywood. He was the composer that scored King Kong, that truly frightening movies from the 30s. One of the first movies with actual music composed for the film. So if you haven't heard Korngold's Violin Concerto, it's a beautiful piece of music. I came home last night and I sat down to crochet while I was listening, and it was like balm. It was absolutely wonderful. Let's see. Laura says, really loving the spotlight. It's very informative. Thank you very much for that, Laura. The spotlight is becoming an increasing challenge for me because while some of you watch it live, I haven't figured out the most effective way to share past interviews, which even though they've taken place in the past, they provide really great opportunities to meet some of the movers and shakers. So that is one of my major goals for the first quarter of this year, to somehow bring the interviews back onto the Coffee and Headlines website so you can find past interviews easily. They're a lot of fun. And if you're curious about them, there is a playlist on my Facebook channel. I will include it in the show notes so that you can find past interviews for the spotlight. Let's see. Have there been lots of whale sightings from the shore lately? I would imagine yes. I don't have a shore view. But this is the season, and I'm sure the whales are out there enjoying themselves and mating. That's what they come here to do. Let's see. Oh, Carmen Porras from Oculto sends besos. Besos back at you. I haven't seen you in a while, but it's always great to read your comments while we're here. Let's see what else. Yes, Paula, we try not to. You know the drill. Let's see what else. Ta-da-ta-ta. I think we're done. Yes, I think we're done. So might as well cue our graphics for the end of the broadcast. As always, I appreciate your support. I appreciate your company, your ideas, your questions, your thoughts, your comments. It all is very much appreciated here at Coffee and Headlines. As you begin your weekend, just enjoy your surroundings. Be grateful for where you are, and spread a lot of love to those people around you. And I will hopefully see you back here tomorrow morning for more coffee, more headlines, more stories, and more connections. Have a great Friday.